Good opportunity here to recharge prior to what should be exciting stuff in a near full building on Thursday night?
Yeah, we think so. We came in today with a plan, but yesterday was a bit of a messed up day for our guys with the travel and early wake up and all that kind of stuff that throws the schedule off. So they weren't feeling up to it today. So we changed the course for the day. We'll have a good practice tomorrow and an opportunity to prepare for Thursday.
Where can the club get better, Sheldon, despite the fact that you come away with 2 real solid road victories?
Well, I think first of all we can have a better start. I think we've been on our heels the start of both games. We got our game back quicker in game 2 than we did in game 1, which was a positive sign. Hopefully we can really start on time on home ice and being here hopefully with our fans and the crowd and more of a playoff type feel in the building can help us with that. But just really falls on our players to be ready when puck drops. So that's part of it. I think we can move the puck a little more efficiently. They're making it hard on us. They forecheck really hard. They have a lot of energy, a lot of fast legs, especially early in the game. So we think if we move the puck a little more efficiently, we can help find our way through that. So those are a couple little things. Power play can always be better and whatnot. But defensively, we thought we were pretty efficient in both games. We want to make sure we stay on top of that as well.
Bridgeport seemed to be, you mentioned it, they're just a really hard-working team, a hard forechecking team. Is that their real strength, or where they make life difficult for you?
Yeah, that is their strength. We knew that coming in. We felt we were prepared for that. We had more than enough footage of that and shared it with the guys. But until you get on the ice and you find your way through that, it's difficult, to really prepare for it. It's one thing when you watch it on video. It's another thing when the guy's on top of you, pushing you into the board. So our guys, I thought, stuck with it, found our way through it, got saves, and then, hard forechecking games are hard to maintain for 60 minutes, so it takes a lot out of you as a team. So as long as you stick with it, the pace slows down a little bit, you get some gaps in your forecheck, and you find your way through it. So that's, I think, part of what's happened. Ideally for us, we can get on top of the game quickly and wear them out sooner on. But like I said, I like the fact that our players stuck with it. And defensively, I thought we did a lot of really good things, which was important. They're not a team that generates or creates a whole lot of offense. We just wanted to make sure we didn't hurt ourselves and give them unnecessary opportunities. So I thought, by and large, we did a nice job of that.
Connor Brown and some of your best players really were your best players in those 2 games, right? Scoring goals when you needed to, that kind of thing. That matters.
Yeah. I thought we got good efforts from most players all the way through. Some of them showed up on the score sheet, and others just showed up and doing little things. We're asking guys, to really make sure the intangibles of the game are really good this time of year, and those are the kind of things you're asking for throughout the regular season. But everybody has kind of their own personal agenda when you're going through the regular season, and it comes playoff time, it's time to tighten that up. And I thought all of our guys, at different points did a really nice job of playing what I would just describe as team hockey, changing early and putting the puck in a good spot and putting the guy that's coming on the ice for you in a real good place on the shift so we can roll things over and kind of take over the game. So there's some really positive things that way. It's important that our guys feel that and see the results, and hopefully it can snowball and continue.
Connor missed a few months with the broken leg. How important might that be now looking ahead with energy in the tank and really topped up given his energy and performance we saw the last 2 games down there?
Yeah, you know what, when he got injured, it was a big loss for us, and you feel bad for Connor because you know how hard he worked. He's a guy that worked extremely hard through the summer, had a terrific training camp with the Maple Leafs, and I think that was a product of just how hard he worked through the summer. So to see him get injured was, you felt for him, and you know that he was disappointed for that. When we looked big picture, we thought, you know what, if there's anyone that could use a little bit of a break and a little bit of a breather because of how hard and how much he put into the summer, it would have been someone like Connor. And then also at the same time, if there's anyone that's going to push to come back hard and with a vengeance and wanting to make up for lost time, it would be Brownie. So he's done that, and if the first couple games of the playoffs are any indication, he's showing that he has another level in his game. It's been good to see.
To an outsider, it would seem you're in a can't-lose position when it comes to picking your goaltender. How do you see it?
I think that's a good way to describe it. We think we've got a luxury there right now with the 2 guys. You know, Bevo's played really well for us for quite some time now. I can't remember the last time he's had what you know would be an average or bad outing. And Sparksy in his 2 starts since coming back from the Leafs has seemed to be back focused and showing what he can do at this level. So we like 2 options, and it's a real nice thing for a coach to have.
Was the past 2 games sort of an example that when you struggle in some areas at certain times of the game, the goaltending's been there? Does that really help you guys?
Yeah, I would say so. I think in game 1, perhaps be more of an example of that. I thought we struggled a lot more, particularly the first period of game 1, that we needed some saves to allow our team to recognize that there's another team on the ice. Game 2, I thought we were pretty efficient. We still gave up more shots than I would like, but you know we chart where the shots come from and the chances and all that kind of stuff, and really there was not a whole lot going on of the dangerous variety. That said, you still got to make the saves. And you know, Bridgeport's a team that shoots the puck from everywhere on the rink. They're just directing pucks to the net and trying to create that way. There's a lot of pucks coming from the corner and from dead angles and that kind of stuff, and those are tricky for goalies, holding their posts and being big and managing the rebounds. I thought Sparksy did that. So despite not having to make any real, difficult or dangerous saves, I thought he managed the game really well and obviously let nothing in. That's important for a goalie.
I presume you want to end the series as soon as possible, even if it means a long layoff.
Yeah, clearly, you want to win this playoffs. You don't want to give teams life. You don't want to give them an opportunity to get off the mat, if you will. You know, we've got them in a tough spot here, and we feel good about where we're at. But you gotta take care of the game and get it done. It's a big part of being a successful team in the playoffs. Is you got to be able to have some killer instinct to finish a team season. It's a hard thing to do. Athletes and hockey players in particular are proud people, and when you've got them down, you want to take advantage of it. We're hoping to have a real energetic building here in Rico. It's one that we didn't have much of a playoff feel, frankly, out in Bridgeport. The crowd was thin and wasn't much of a playoff feel. We're hoping we have more of that here, and our guys can feed off of it and get a real taste of the playoffs that begun here in Toronto.
That might hurt them.
When you talk about playing that team game and breaking down the aggressive forecheck, a lot of focus goes to the defenseman, but how much of that is also just the forwards tracking back and giving outlets and being able to give them options when there's a guy breathing down their neck?
It's really important. You're trying to outnumber them on the breakout and give options. So they're coming real hard, and if we've got people that can come back and really deliver the coverage too, kind of bring them in, skate them in, so you can insulate the D a little bit that way and slow them down a bit. That's important, and then you just got to make confident, efficient plays and have our guys in right spots and talk to each other, communicate. So that's a real strength of their team, as I said, and they've caused us some problems. We've been fortunate to find our way through it and get saves and allow us to settle into the game. But it's going to be a point of emphasis for us for sure, going into Thursday.